Okay, so looks like I'm live. Hi, hello. Um, all right, so tonight, the reason why I'm going live, I'm on the wrong chapter, is because I really want to, and I don't know if anybody's gonna join. I didn't give any type of heads up or anything, so gonna just go ahead and get started. Um, I really want to get through reading at least the Proverbs. Um, so I've been behind on getting these videos out. A lot of times I will record, but I don't ever seem to be able to get all the editing done and get everything, posted in a timely fashion. Then by the time I go back, it's like, oh man, that's so old. Do I even want to just put that out, or should I just go ahead and, record something else? So I have a lot of recordings at times that don't ever get posted. And like I said, I really want to get through these Proverbs. One thing that makes me really want to get through, get make a habit out of the Bible reading show that I've tried to start on here on my channel is because of the high level of foolishness in the world today. And I feel like if there's one thing that's going to remedy foolishness, it's going to be getting together with God and getting his word and getting it inside of our minds and our hearts. So, all we can do is um, put it out there, get the word for yourself. Hey, who is that? Let me see you comment. Let me pull up the comments. Okay, I've only gone live like 2 or 3 times, so it's hard for me to, okay. All right, so like I said, I I want to read this book, and I want to, just do a Bible reading, show as well here on the channel. Um, and this is something that I feel like it needs to be. There's never too much of this when there's so much of everything else, going on that does not make any sense at all. That's hurting people. That is just killing and stealing and destroying in the lives of the people, and also in the lives of the people that are doing it, and also in the lives of other people who are taking it in. I just feel like, there's never gonna be too much of, getting to know God and getting to know his word and getting to know what he said is wise, getting to know what he said is foolish, getting to know what he said that we need to focus on, getting to know what he said that we need to do away with, or at least do our best to minimize, in our own lives. So I'm going to go ahead and just start reading. I left off with recording my chapters at Proverbs chapter 6. And so I'm going to pick back up there. Excuse me. I'm going to pick back up um, after chapter 6 with chapter 7. And yeah, I may read just this one chapter. I may read a few others. I don't know. We'll just see how I feel about it. But yeah, let's get going. Okay. So, Proverbs chapter 7. Follow my advice, my son. Always treasure my commands. Obey my commands and live. Guard my instructions as you guard your own eyes. Tie them on your fingers as a reminder. Write them deep within your heart. Love wisdom like a sister. Make insight a beloved member of your family. Let them protect you from an affair with an immoral woman, from listening to the flattery of a promiscuous woman. All right, and if I see some chats, I will acknowledge. And if not, I'll just keep on going. For those of you who'll see this later. Okay. All righty. So while I was at the window of my house looking through the curtain, I saw some young, naive men, and one in particular who lacked common sense. He was crossing the street near the house of an immoral woman, strolling down the path by her house. It was at twilight in the evening, as deep darkness fell. The woman approached him, seductively dressed and sly of heart. She was the brash, rebellious type, never content to stay at home. She is often in the streets and markets, soliciting at every corner. She threw her arms around him and kissed him, and with a brazen look, she said, I've just made my peace offerings and fulfilled my vows. You're the one I was looking for. I came out to find you, and here you are. Verse 16. My bed is spread with beautiful blankets and colored sheets of Egyptian linen. I've perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let's drink our fill of love until morning. Let's enjoy each other's caresses, for my husband is not at home. He's away on a long trip. He has taken a wallet full of money with him and won't return until later this month. Verse 21. So she seduced him with her pretty speech and enticed him with her flattery. He followed her at once, like an ox going to the slaughter. He was like a stag caught in a trap. 23. Awaiting the arrow that would pierce its heart. He was like a bird flying into a snare, little knowing it would cost him his life. So listen to me, my sons, and pay attention to my words. Don't let your heart stray away toward her. Don't wander down her wayward path, for she has been the ruin of many. Many men have been her victims. Her house is the road to the grave. Her bedroom is the den of death. All right. So you heard it. That was the oh my. Okay. The Bible, Proverbs chapter 7. Let's go ahead and go on to Proverbs 8. Might as well catch up a little bit here. Okay. Wisdom calls for a hearing. Okay. So that's the title. In the original, text of the Bible and everything. Sorry, I just had some coffee. And all right, so in the original text of the Bible, there's no headings and I don't know, kind of leading us to what we're about to read. But this is the New Living Translation, and so they're giving us like these little heads up and letting us know what we're about to read about. So Proverbs chapter 8, wisdom calls for a hearing. Listen as wisdom calls out. Hear as understanding raises her voice. On the hilltop along the road, she takes her stand at the crossroads, by the gates at the entrance to the town. On the road leading in, she cries aloud, I call to you, to all of you. I raise my voice to all people. You simple people, use good judgment. You foolish people, show some understanding. Listen to me, for I have important things to tell you. Everything I say is right, for I speak the truth and detest every kind of deception. Verse 8. My advice is wholesome. There is nothing devious or crooked in it. My child up there, oh my goodness. I can hear him. I don't know if it can be heard. Probably can though. Um, as I was at verse 8, my advice is wholesome. There is nothing devious or crooked in it. My words are plain to anyone with understanding, clear to those with knowledge. Choose my instruction rather than silver, and knowledge rather than pure gold, for wisdom is far more valuable than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with it. I, wisdom, live together with good judgment. I know where to discover knowledge and discernment. Read that again. Verse 12. I, wisdom, live together with good judgment. I know where to discover knowledge and discernment. All who fear the Lord will hate evil. Therefore, I hate pride and arrogance, corruption and perverse speech. Common sense and success belong to me. Insight and strength are mine. Because of me, kings reign, and rulers make just decrees. Rulers lead with my help, and nobles make righteous judgments. 16. Rulers lead with my help, and nobles make righteous judgments. 17. I love all who love me. Those who search will surely find me. I have riches and honor, as well as enduring wealth and justice. My gifts are better than gold, even the purest gold. My wages better than sterling silver. I walk in righteousness, in paths of justice. Those who love me inherit wealth. I will fill their treasuries. The Lord formed me from the beginning. Let's go back to that. Verse 22, the Lord formed me from the beginning. Before he created anything else, I was appointed in past ages. At the very first, before the earth began, I was born before the oceans were created, before the springs bubbled forth their waters. Before the mountains were formed, before the hills, I was born. Before he had made the earth and fields and the first handfuls of soil. Verse 27, I was there when he established the heavens, when he drew the horizon on the oceans. I was there when he set the clouds above, when he established deep springs in the earth. I was there when he set the limits of the seas, so they would not spread beyond their boundaries. And when he marked off the earth's foundations, I was the architect at his side. I was his constant delight, rejoicing always in his presence. And how happy I was with the world he created. How I rejoiced with the human family. And so, my children, listen to me. For all who follow my ways are joyful. Listen to my instruction and be wise. Don't ignore it. Joyful are those who listen to me, watching for me daily at my gates, waiting for me outside my home. For whoever finds me finds life and receives favor from the Lord. But those who miss me injure themselves. Woo! Let's just go. Let's just roll it back. It's like a movie. It's getting good. Whew. Verse 32. And so, my children, listen to me. For all who follow my ways are joyful. Listen to my instruction and be wise. Don't ignore it. Joyful are those who listen to me, watching for me daily at my gates, waiting for me outside my home. Exclamation mark. For whoever finds me finds life and receives favor from the Lord. But those who miss me injure themselves. All who hate me love death. My God. My God. Hello. Hello, one who joined in. Thank you. We are reading the Proverbs. So I am, right now, I'm at chapter 8. And I think I'm just going to read on because this has gotten good to me. All right. Proverbs chapter 9. Sorry about that. All right. Proverbs chapter 9. Wisdom has built her house. She has carved its 7 columns. She has prepared a great banquet, mixed the wines and set the table. She has sent her servants to invite everyone to come. She calls out from the heights overlooking the city, "Come in with me." She urges the simple. To those who lack good judgment, she says, "Come eat my food and drink the wine I've mixed. Leave your simple ways behind and begin to live. Learn to use good judgment. Anyone who rebukes a mocker will get an insult in return. Anyone who corrects the wicked will get hurt. So don't bother correcting mockers." So what's happening here? Ooh, come on, Lord. So what's happening here is that wisdom, so we're being told that wisdom has built her house. She's carved its 7 columns, and she's prepared this great banquet. And she's got the wine, and she set the table, and she sent her servants to invite everyone to come in. Okay, so this is for everybody. There is nobody that this is not for. This is for everybody. Okay, so she's saying, "Come in." She urges everybody to come in, and she says, "If you lack good judgment, come on in. I'm gonna, let you eat and drink." And so you just leave your simple ways behind and begin to live. So you're going to begin to live as you learn this good judgment. Okay. So she starts out, and this is wisdom speaking. She starts out by telling you that when you rebuke a mocker, you'll get an insult in return. Anyone who corrects the wicked will get hurt. So don't bother correcting mockers. Excuse me. Woo, my God. Verse 8. So don't bother correcting mockers. They will only hate you. But correct the wise, and they will love you. Instruct the wise, and they will be even wiser. Teach the righteous, and they will learn even more. Fear of the Lord is the foundation of wisdom. Knowledge of the Holy One results in good judgment. Wisdom will multiply your days and add years to your life. If you become wise, you will be the one to benefit. Let's go over that again. Roll that back. Verse 11, wisdom will multiply your days and add years to your life. Come on, Jesus. I'm going to read that one more time. Because people act like it's not important to have good judgment, to do the right thing, to know what to do and to do it. People will try to make it seem like that doesn't mean anything. Like nobody cares about doing the right thing. Nobody cares about not saying something or saying what's right to say. Nobody cares about that. Well, do you care about living? Because the word of God lets us know that wisdom will multiply your days and add years to your life. Do you care about adding years to your life, or do you want to lose your life in the street like some insignificant animal? Wisdom will multiply your days and add years to your life. If you become wise, you will be the one to benefit. You will be the one to benefit. If you scorn wisdom, you will be the one to suffer. All right. Folly calls for a hearing. Verse 13. The woman named Folly is brash. She is ignorant and doesn't know it. Ooh. Oh my God. Let's just say that one more time. The woman named Folly is brash. She is ignorant and doesn't know it. She sits in her doorway on the heights overlooking the city. She calls out to men going by who are minding their own business. Come in with me, she urges the simple. To those who lack good judgment, she says, stolen water is refreshing. Food eaten in secret tastes the best. But little do they know that the dead are there. Her guests are in the depths of the grave. Wow. Chapter 10, the Proverbs of Solomon. A wise child brings joy to a father. A foolish child brings grief to a mother. Verse 2. Tainted wealth has no lasting value, but right living can save your life. Verse 3. The Lord will not let the godly go hungry, but he refuses to satisfy the craving of the wicked. Verse 4. Lazy people are soon poor. Hard workers get rich. Verse 5. A wise youth harvests in the summer, but one who sleeps during harvest is a disgrace. Verse 6. The godly are showered with blessings. The words of the wicked conceal violent intentions. Let's roll that back. Verse 6. The godly are showered with blessings. The words of the wicked conceal violent intentions. I can see that. Verse 7. We have happy memories of the godly, but the name of a wicked person rots away. Verse 8. The wise are glad to be instructed, but babbling fools fall flat on their faces. Woo! Woo! Whoo! Yesterday I was looking at I was looking at this one show on YouTube, and I was listening to the conversation like all day while I was working. So when I got a chance, I said I'm gonna see if I can call in and make a comment. And to this person that I've been listening to all day, that's just been talking nonsense all day long, Like other people on the panel have been trying to like be helpful to this person and tell them things, and everything that they were trying to tell him, it just seemed like he had an answer for everything that was that was negative. Like whatever they tried to help him with, it was something wrong with whatever it was that they said. And so I was just waiting, it was a young man, and I was just waiting on this young man um to get it, you know. And he'd been on there for hours. I know that thing went on for hours yesterday. And I was just thinking at some point, surely he will start to appreciate this, everything that everybody is trying to give him for every problem that he had. Somebody was trying to offer him some sort of a solution, a way to look at it where he would understand and even help him out. And the best way I can describe it was that he was thumping it off, just thumping off every good suggestion. And so when I called in, I was able to ask him like a couple questions. And so the first question, I said, well, I don't understand, has this been resolved? And he was like, yeah, 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 that was a long time ago. I got that resolved. And then I asked him another question. And then, he did the same thing, had some fly answer, some slick answer for whatever it was that I asked him. And I said, I've been listening to this, panel all day while I've been working. And it's really some good people on here, some wise people on here, some knowledgeable people on here trying to really help you. And all you've done all day long is like thump off every bit of good advice, good mentoring. I mean, if this guy had like latched on to these other guys and asked how he can get in touch with them later and things like that, like he would have really made some good connections. But, and I'm not one to call people foolish because I don't know. I don't believe in it. I read it in the Bible somewhere a long time ago. It's not good to call somebody a fool. So I don't want to call him foolish, but I will say that I did tell him that how he was behaving was extremely unwise because he's had all these people with all this different knowledge, all this wisdom trying to impart to him really all day long. And he said something about that's because I refuse to be indoctrinated or something. Everybody, they're all indoctrinated. I was like, you know what? I said, you should really like go to sleep tonight and think about everything that's been told to you today, because I just do believe, and I do believe this. I believe that when there's some sort of breakthrough coming, you'll have like opportunities to choose, something one way or the other. Actually, it might be your last opportunity to choose one way or the other. And you're getting this huge opportunity, and it's like you're missing it because you're so set in your way. You don't want to be wrong. I don't know. I don't know what the issue was. I knew that he could tell that he was out of his league of information, and I knew that he knew on some level that he should listen, but he was so prideful and so like stubborn and like stiff-necked that he wouldn't bend. And I said, and I don't know. It's like sometimes it's just like I wasn't angry with him, but something else just kind of came in and took over. And I was just like, I think you ought to really think about this, because if you don't, if you ignore all these things that have been told to you today, and if you ignore them and just abandon everything for this way that you think, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it, and you're going to live to think about this day and wish that you had chosen differently. And so with this with this particular verse right here, it just kind of brought back up to me yesterday. Um, on verse 8, where it says, the wise are glad to be instructed, but babbling fools fall flat on their faces. And see, the thing is, this is the truth. God's word is the truth. It's what's going to happen. It may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You can count on it. It's going to happen. And because it's the truth. And the truth, eventually, it always does what it says it's going to do. So, anyway, verse 9. People with integrity walk safely, but those who follow crooked paths will be exposed. Verse 10. People who think at wrong, people who wink at wrong cause trouble, but a bold reproof promotes peace. Ooh, I can see that. I'm going to read that again. People who wink at wrong cause trouble, but a bold reproof promotes peace. So to me, that's saying, when you step out there and correct someone, that actually does promote more peace, or it promotes peace over when you go ahead and act as if something that's wrong is right, and kind of give a person the go ahead to continue on in a wrong way. Verse 11. The words of the godly are a life-giving fountain. The words of the wicked conceal violent intentions. The words of the godly are a life-giving fountain. The words of the wicked conceal violent intentions. All right, verse 12. Hatred stirs up quarrels, but love makes up for all offenses. 13. Wise words come from the lips of people with understanding, but those lacking sense will be beaten with a rod. Woo! Wise words come from the lips of people with understanding, but those lacking sense will be beaten with a rod. Wow. 14. Wise people treasure knowledge, but the babbling of a fool invites disaster. There it is again. 15. The wealth of the rich is their fortress. The poverty of the poor is their destruction. Let's read that again. 15. The wealth of the rich is their fortress. The poverty of the poor is their destruction. You can say that again. Wealth protects you, and poverty destroys you. Verse 16. The earnings of the godly enhance their lives, but evil people squander their money on sin. Whoa. Whoa. Verse 16, one more time. The earnings of the godly enhance their lives, but evil people squander their money on sin. Wow. Wow. I won't elaborate. Verse 17. People who accept discipline are on the pathway to life, but those who ignore correction will go astray. Off the pathway of life. It didn't say that. I added that. But yeah, people who accept discipline are on the pathway to life, but those who ignore correction will go astray. 18. Hiding hatred makes you a liar. Wow. Ooh. You hear this? My God, today can't get away. Verse 18. Hiding hatred makes you a liar. Slandering others makes you a fool. Woo. Verse 19. Too much talk leads to sin. Be sensible and keep your mouth shut. Whoa, let's say that one more time. Too much talk leads to sin. Be sensible and keep your mouth shut. Wow. Verse 20. The words of the godly are like sterling silver. The heart of a fool is worthless. One more time. The words of the godly are like sterling silver. The heart of a fool is worthless. Verse 21. The words of the godly encourage many, but fools are destroyed by their lack of common sense. Say that again. The words of the godly encourage many, but fools are destroyed by their lack of common sense. Verse 22. The blessing of the Lord makes a person rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. Praise the Lord. Let's say that again. The blessing of the Lord makes a person rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. Thank you, Lord. I receive that. Verse 23. Doing wrong is fun for a fool, but living wisely brings pleasure to the sensible. Let's go over that again. Doing wrong is fun for a fool, but living wisely brings pleasure to the sensible. Verse 24. The fears of the wicked will be fulfilled. The hopes of the godly will be granted. Again, the fears of the wicked will be fulfilled. The hopes of the godly will be granted. Excuse me. When the verse 25, when the storms of life come, the wicked are whirled away, but the godly have a lasting foundation. Ooh, my Lord, these are good. Verse 25 again, when the storms of life come, the wicked are whirled away, but the godly have a lasting foundation. My God. Verse 26, lazy people irritate their employers, like vinegar to the teeth or smoke in the eyes. Say that one more time. Verse 26, lazy people irritate their employers, like vinegar to the teeth or smoke in the eyes. Verse 27, fear of the Lord lengthens one's life, but the years of the wicked are cut short. One more time. Fear of the Lord lengthens one's life, but the years of the wicked are cut short. Verse 28, the hopes of the godly result in happiness, but the expectations of the wicked come to nothing. Verse 29, the way of the Lord is a stronghold to those with integrity, but it destroys the wicked. Let's read that again. Verse 29, the way of the Lord is a stronghold to those with integrity, but it destroys the wicked. Verse 30, the godly will never be disturbed, but the wicked will be removed from the land. Verse 31, the mouth of the godly person gives wise advice, but the tongue that deceives will be cut off. Let's read that again. Verse 31, the mouth of the godly person gives wise advice, but the tongue that deceives will be cut off. Woo! Verse 32, the lips of the godly speak helpful words, but the mouth of the wicked speaks perverse words. The mouth of the wicked speaks perverse words. The lips of the godly speak helpful words. All right, well, I'm almost at 40 minutes, and this is the end of Proverbs 10. So I will cut it off there. And I just want to say thanks for tuning in. And I have successfully gotten some of these read. So we did 7, 8, 9, and 10. Not bad, not bad. I would go on to 11, but we've already used 40 minutes. So I will go ahead and get out of here. But I just want to tell you again, thank you, and have a good day, a good night, good weekend. Today is, let's see, for me, it is March the 10th, and it's Friday. And so, yeah, so I am looking forward to having a great weekend, and I hope you all do the same. Okay, bye.